Hello and welcome back to Healthy You, Happy Hair. If you're returning back to the channel, thank you so much for your support. Listen, if you are new to the channel, we really do appreciate you stopping by. Coach April here, and I got Coach Dee right here.
Hello.
And why don't you go ahead and share a little bit about yourself?
Yes, so my name is Deanna Lindo, and this bouncy baby on me
Yes,
is
got the babies.
Yeah, urban babies. I am 8 months postpartum. I have a 7-year-old that's in school right now, and I am a stay-at-home mom, and I do the Herbalife business around my family.
Nice.
I'm biracial. My mother is African American, and my father is of Portuguese descent. I was inspired by watching her video on colorism because I know I've dealt with a little bit of that in my upbringing. With my mom wanting a child of lighter complexion because she didn't want them to struggle the way she did growing up. And what brought me here also was my having a daughter of my own and knowing that I did not want her to, go through life feeling that pressure and those social pressures about, well, I have to do this to my hair to be accepted. Or,
right, feeling inadequate.
Exactly, like I'm not prepared because my hair is not, because those are some of the feelings I had in the workplace.
Wow.
So yes, with my
That's
daughter,
deep.
I'm like, no, we're not going to, further
We're
that
not gonna pass
conversation.
that
We're
down.
going to, shut it down now, and we're going to instill, better values and other ideals.
Yeah. Self-esteem, self-value, and just discovery.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like when we're free to really be, we can be creative, right? Because, you don't want to quench someone's ability to find out who they are and the depths of it. And, I'll say this, we're not our hair, but our hair is a part of who we are.
Exactly.
So to try to hide any part of us, it does us a disservice because there's a certain creativity that comes when you're free. When my first daughter, JoJo, when she was 3 months, I was watching the movie Good Hair, and I got angry. I got angry because I saw so much like degradation of our own selves, and then how manipulation can easily take place when people aren't really sure of who they are, or when they're willing to sacrifice who they are or what they want to satisfy the social pressures and the expectations of other people. I know where I came from as far as my hair journey, and it is one full of weaves, wigs, and braids, and straightened hair, pressed and fried, all that. So we want you to feel comfortable. We want you to know that this is about education and about empowerment, okay? So you can, look, you can take a deep breath. Let it out, let it go, it's all good. So you have a story about your your first hair straightening experience.
Yes.
So share
that. Let's talk about that. Oh my God. So I remember it very well. It was the night before Easter. I was a good 7 years old. Okay, me and my first cousin. We went to, I don't remember the woman's name. I know it started with a B, but I will forever remember her.
Bonnie. Call her Bonnie.
I'm Bonnie. So she had that hot comb, and she went.
Gosh.
Yes, so she went right over here and burnt the mess out of my ear. I don't even know if it was a 2nd degree,
Ooh.
or 3rd degree, stinging, and just my ear, like a piece of it being burnt. Like I will forever like. Even to this day, if I smell that hot comb, like I get like flashbacks of thinking about that time when she burned the right side of my ear. And why? Because it was Easter the next day. I had to be pressed out. My mom.
Perfect.
Exactly. I had the roller in my hair for my bank, and that's just that was the norm. That's what everyone around me was doing.
And that's what we did. And we don't fault our parents for what they chose to do. It's so awesome to have a culture now where we can kind of recreate the concepts and reset the standards and say, well, no, is it worth it? You know what I mean? Because the thing for me is any kind of styling option or any kind of choice I'm going to make regarding whether it be my hair or me, I have to look at the element here. Here's a big word of damage. If it can cause damage, it's like I gotta see if it's worth what it's going to do.
Right. Not so much like the short term, but the long term effects. I'm popping today, but 6 months to a year.
Look, I'm popping today, but stuff about to pop off tomorrow. Because that's the realness of it. It's like, could it be worth it? That's a personal choice. But for me, it's like, no, because you really look at it, and I'll talk to people all the time, and it's like, what are you losing from what you're doing? like I talked to a young lady and she wore so many wigs.
Okay.
And once again, this is coming from the wig queen. Like, trust and believe. I need to show some pictures real quick. Y'all look at some pictures because braids, wigs, weaves, not so much weaves, but braids and wigs. Oh, that was my thing. That was it. People, my mom would ask me, when you gonna have your hair out? So this is not a place of, oh, why can't they? No, I get it. I had to come out of that. But it's like she wore so many that she can't grow this part of her hair back. And she's very sad about that. And so it's like, I know, you know, let's take the workplace. This is how I knew for me it was deeper than what I thought it was. I was in the office, and I shared this story on the channel before. I was in the office with 3 of my coworkers, lovely people, Caucasian, and they were asking about this hair that I had. It was a wig,
Okay.
but I had lied, and I was like, "Oh no, it's fine." But the thing is, it didn't stop there. It went on like really, because they were really intrigued and confused because it was huge. So, but they were like, yeah, but what about the other hair? Because I wore straight wig.
Exactly.
They was like, well, I was like, oh, that was a wig. I was like,
But
really?
this
You
not.
get all that? Like, they was like, you get all that under there? And I'm like, oh yeah. So I kept going on with the line.
Yeah.
And that's when I left the office. Forget the hair. For me, it was like integrity.
Right.
The integrity was lost.
Right.
Because I didn't want to look like a disappointment that, oh yeah, that's not my hair. Or that's not my hair either. But look, I should have just kept it simple. I don't never have my hair on.
Ever.
Now, granted, they were beautiful people. Like, no complaints. I don't even, when I decided to have my hair out, they actually gave me more compliments with just my hair
That's so funny.
than the fake hair I'm trying to wear to try to be impressive or
Exactly.
blend in.
Oh my God.
And
Speak.
when you sound like you got something to say
Yes,
on
it's
that.
the same
Come
thing.
on.
Like, you know, for me, like, I straighten my hair pretty much every other week. Like, I wash, I blow dry, and I press it, and then it's pin curls and it's up in a ponytail for the rest of the, you know, before I need to wash again. Now, I would go to work, you know, sometimes with my natural curls out, and I would get so many compliments from the customers because I work in retail. The customers, my managers, then he would say, "Why don't you wear your hair like this?" And I'm like, "Why don't I wear my hair like this?" You know what I mean?
Like, you like
you like
right? You like
I'm acceptable.
so crazy.
You know?
And I think too, like, I think it is a thing where because of times past of what our parents had to deal with, because it wasn't acceptable, because it wasn't so free. Well, not that it's super free now, but I think it's more of a free culture as far as that's concerned. I think because that was handed down, like that fear, we're kind of like, oh, like,
Yeah, we're like treading on like.
yeah, like, but it's a thing where it's like, oh, like, I didn't think that it'd be acceptable here. So I think in some workplace settings and stuff, yeah, it could still be a thing. And I do hear stories in schooling, and they still try to police. This is a reality. They still try to police certain hairstyles. But I think oftentimes it's more so in our own minds and our own lack of acceptance of each other. So this is a really deep topic, but what do you think? Like, start to put some things in the comments about what you've experienced maybe in the workplace, or, you know, going out on a date, because I think that's a big thing for people too. Like, what does your beau think about your hair?
He likes it. Like, either way, he's happy with it. He's like, long as I'm happy, but he's like, well, if you do this, don't complain if it's damaging this or if it's doing that. So he's like,
He's mindful.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, because my husband, like, look, we've been together for, it'll be 12 years in August, right? And so he didn't see me through everything. He didn't see the braids, the wigs, and he loves my hair. Now, whether he lied or not, I don't know. There's times where he's just like, you know, you might want to fix it up a little bit, like if I'm just kind of walking around looking crazy, because you still want to look polished, with, you know, with the natural styles. But it's so refreshing. Like, I think a lot of this is kind of like not real, as far as like our assumption that so many people are going to scrutinize us for just being who we are, or experimenting, or coming out and being like, you know, let me try it, like let me give it a try. So we want to empower you today.
Absolutely.
We want to empower you to feel like maybe it's not as bad giving it a try. Maybe you'll look even better to yourself by giving it a try. This is what I did when I did my big chop. I said, I'm kind of feeling a little scared because I had put out a dare to do it, and I was like, oh snap, I gotta follow through with this. So I was like, let me write out all of the reasons why I'm afraid to move forward. And once I did that and I looked at that list, this is what God told me. He said, is all of the things on your list stronger than you? And I looked at it and I was like, no. He said, and I was like, let's go. So sometimes we have to see what we're up against, and we'll find that not that serious. But you have a first perm story.
Yes.
I need to hear that. They need to hear your story, child.
So I remember my mom on the phone yelling at my father because they were since divorced. He was a Marine, so he was moving all around. But he was telling her verbatimly, like, don't you put a perm in my daughter's hair.
Oh my God.
I'm going to get you this, that, and the third. And my mom was like, well, I don't know what to do with it. It's too thick. It's too thick. I don't know what to do with it.
Which is a blessing, by the way.
Right,
Thick
right.
hair.
Like, okay.
You know how many people pay for tracks?
Okay, right. Little clip in here. But yeah, so she ultimately permed my hair, and I don't know if I was either like 8 or 9, but it was a kiddie perm, quote unquote kiddie perm. That's what she felt that she had to do because she did not know how to manage my hair, or she didn't want to take the time.
You said felt that she had to do. That's crucial.
Yes.
Go ahead. I'm
Yes.
sorry. That was a whole.
Yes.
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
But you know, her mother did that to her hair, and you know, it's
the
just
culture.
a generation. Yeah, exactly. It's just been passed down. Like, this is what you do.
Right.
So you know, I got my first perm, and like she was saying, looking forward to getting it done, and looking forward to your edges laying down, and that swing. You know what I mean? But can't get in the pool. You know what I mean?
Right. So many,
know.
and either way, you're going to have things that was like, it might be a restriction, but it's like, what are you possibly giving up?
Exactly.
It's so crazy how things change. It's like, all right, we want it to not be so thick. Now people are like, well, add some tracks. I need to be thick. When I decided to go on my natural hair journey, it was an accident.
Oh.
Because I transitioned into not getting relaxers anymore. I was just like, I just kept doing wigs. That was my wig season. You know how they say it's your winning season?
Exactly.
That was my wigging season, right? I just didn't even know there was a life outside of relaxers. I didn't know because that was all I knew. And that was all I looked forward to. But now it's like, man, my hair just flourishes in a different way. And once again, this is not an indictment on people that choose to straighten or relax. Get your mind off of that. And we're encouraging you that maybe it will be better for you, like, you know, to just explore with what God has really given you. I believe straightening is a great style. Right? But when you look at the design of some people's hair, like mine, if I want the health over time, I have to evaluate, like, is it going to be beneficial to try to live up to certain standards so I can look a certain way, but really sacrifice the personal goals that I want. You know what I'm saying? And then passing that down to my children, it's like, feel free to do whatever you want with your hair, but just know that you don't have to live up to anybody's expectations. You know what I mean? Like, whether it be in the workplace, you know, with trying to be attractive to someone, with trying to gain certain friends. We want to get in touch with those people that want a little bit more or different for their lives. It's like, you know what? I'm ready to kind of give myself a chance. To give myself a chance to flourish beyond other people's expectations, you know, their assumptions about me. Because that's really when we can live that life where I'm me.
Right, in my most authentic self, you know.
And that's deep. I'm telling you, like, I'm living. Like, granted, I have so much more to discover about myself.
Right.
But I'm so grateful that through this opportunity and this community, we are able to have that space. Like, if you're afraid that, you know, you won't have certain friends or family around or a job, you know, granted, I get it, stuff gets real. So it's like, sometimes we do what we have to do, but then it comes to a point where it's like, it's time to come into myself and see what I can be if I'm just me. So we hope this was,
Yes! Time to touch me, girl, look.
See what I can be if I'm free to be me. Listen, hey now, let me get something on that.
Yes.
Because it's a whole different mood. Like when people become less and less of a focus and you and your well-being become the focus. So we hope this video was helpful for you. Tune in again, and look, y'all, I need y'all to drop in the comment below and encourage Coach Dee over here to get her channel started. Because when she shared her colorism experience with me, I was like, wow, you have no idea how many people will connect with that. So, like, you know, let her know what y'all think.
Yes, please let me know below. Comment below, because I'm definitely interested in starting one.
Yes, for real. And you guys take care. We'll see you on the next video. Peace out. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.